now it's just the exciting part of putting things together and hoping that everything kind of meshes and plays the way that we kind of intended it to, but I'm feeling good.
Our main location for the first 2 days of shooting, we were right on a busy street, so we often had to hold for sound. And as much as that was a pain during production, it actually added to performance because it gave us a lot of extra breathing room in the takes, and I think it also influenced some performances, especially with our lead Louisa, who power to her, she had to repeat often, and I think that mild aggravation, kind of snuck its way into the performance. So yeah, I mean, Van, with editing it, how does that kind of like play into now our flexibility?
Yeah, I mean, I think the pace of like her storytelling is what really, like, I don't know, do you get the same kind of slow down pace if you don't have to pause and her kind of be listening and like slowing things down? It's like an option that the location kind of forced for us to get, where we'd hang on something and maybe you saw an option where you're like, okay, maybe hang on to that word. I like, kind of a happy accident where an ambulance goes by and everyone has to hold for a second, and it helps really, I think, build the tension. And like we have a clip here that we're looking at that I think kind of is a good example of that.
And with compost, there's hope, right? Compost can become something new, something useful. Garbage is just garbage.
Louisa had a great read on, like, I went through it from a very logistical sense where I was like, if we have a large vehicle go through, and we had a great sound recordist on set, Jake, and the two of us had spoken with Louisa, and we basically just said, play it into your performance if you can, where, take a pause if you pick up on something. And by, later on in the day of our first day of shooting, Louisa it was second nature to her, right? She could just tell exactly when she had to install these pauses, and I think subconsciously she made it work for her performance.
Yeah, so we're making some great progress in editing and putting the film together, and we're really excited with how we're seeing things come together so far. The performances are great. You always worry about how that's going to translate from on set feeling good to it's going to feel good in the edit. So it's feeling great and really excited, and we're stoked to screen this at the DRIFF Drive-In on August 18th.